Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to Up on iOS. Oh yeah, baby. Boom. And today, we're taking a look back to Harmony Bloom because it's had a wonderful update. And boy, is it a fun update. So we'll check that out. One of the apps of the year for me. Let's get to it. Hello. What do you know? Rhymes with Joe. Joe Glenn. Hello, Joe and Barry. Mwah. I'm thanking you right now in public on the show. I'm Jade. Starr. This is How to Up on iOS. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for people who reached out yesterday and asked me how I was going. I hope that I feel better. I feel better today. Something just clicked. I had a nice relaxing day off yesterday just watching movies. I watched a bunch of movies, some good old horror movies to get in the mood, and I feel better and ready to go and rock and roll. So thank you to all those who sent kind wishes and stuff. And also, welcome to our Wart Warriors. You can become a Wart Warrior by clicking the join button down below or the little link that is down below as well. Let's say hello to folks here, get this done, and we'll get into it. We've got this guy. Hello, Kurt. That was a bit, hello, Newman, wasn't it? Thomas Christ, the legend himself. Thomas did a show today. I woke up early and saw Thomas had a thing up there for all these his solid gold rockers for U Rock, and Thomas is, you know, the U Rock king. What day is it today? Is it Wednesday? It's only Wednesday. I nearly said Thomas is up next. Wow, there you go. And hello, Thomas. Good to see you as always. Thomas has I'm not going to say that. Yeah, you are blurry, audible. You're the blurriest blur of them all. Kim's hiding under blankets, everybody. Good to see Kim. Edba Metal. He's being the metalist of the metal. Russ is here. I have to thank Russ and Brad last night. They sat up with me and helped me rename some of my presets for the Nerd Synth pack that has been shipped, and it's coming soon, guys. I'm really excited about that. We'll talk more about that in a second. Who else do we see here? Scrolling. See Mixed Club. Hello. Covered by CQ. Hello. And SG Experiment. What's going on? Joe Glenn. Thank you. Thank you to both you and Barry. Jim Shannon's here. We want to thank Leela, who just streamed, as she does, 3 days a week before my stream. There's Thomas, the godfather of moderators, who has complete and utter control over my channel. I wouldn't trust anyone else, especially Russ. Thanks, Thomas, for linking as always and all that you do. You are amazing. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Who knows, Thomas? I can't keep up. So the good news is, yes, there's Cold Acre. Hello, good morning and to you. All the presets are now shipped for Nerd Synth. My presets I've been working on. Now, let me tell you now, don't get too excited because I did have 20. I had 20 presets. I didn't want to go too overboard. And then I started doing what I tell you guys you should do with music, right? Add all your instruments and then go back and be ruthless and chop stuff and cut stuff and go, you know what, that one's not so good. This one's better. Because, you know, sometimes less is more, and having quality over quantity is definitely important. Pete Johns talks about it. So I whittled it down, and amazingly, how fitting, because the sounds on the pack, the preset pack, are horror, like horror and space kind of stuff. So they're very horror, scary kind of sounds. So it worked out, there's 13 presets. Perfect. 13. You can't get a better number than that. Hello, Wild Bill. Good to see you, Bill. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, you'll hear some of them in today's demo as well. But that's really exciting. Now, tomorrow I'm hoping on the show that we can go ahead and look at this this Game Boy thing. I've worked out a way to do it. So It's a workaround, but this hopefully will happen tomorrow before Thomas's show. So nice, light, easy show tomorrow. This thing's rad. I know it's not music orientated, but at the same time, this is something that's a huge thing for iOS to be able to have an all-in-one Nintendo emulator for free on your iOS devices. This is game changer. It's rad. So we'll have a bit of fun tomorrow, I think, with this. Yes, and look who's here. The man, the myth, the legend. This guy, he's in the chat. There he is, Emperism. Emperism's on the show this week. We're going to talk about his music. He's a multi-instrumentalist, really talented. He's been making music like way back, doing the same thing that, very similar to my story. Commodore 64, using an Amiga, all this kind of stuff. And now we get to see him make cool music. So he's going to come on the show and hang out with us. That's really rad. Looking forward to it. So, and you know what? I don't think I'm going to have any trouble understanding him. I can understand Scottish. So Finnish should not be a problem for me. So there you go. What am I talking about? Who fucking knows on this show? Who knows? All right. So today we're looking at Harmony Bloom. Its update. It's really, really cool. As I said, it's one of my favorite apps of the year so far. And there's been some really good apps this year. And we're only in, here it's the 1st of May today. So it's May Day here in Australia today. And I know you guys are a day behind, but it actually is May Day. Welcome to May. We've got some cool interviews coming up over May, some cool stuff coming up during May. So that's very exciting too. And Walk With Me will kick off possibly in about 2 weeks' time. That's the time frame. I'm taking another couple of weeks off from Walk With Me just to recharge and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's bounce over to the big community and see what's new, because last week I did a tutorial for the updates for Mila 5, and it got a huge update today. So if you were one of the people who purchased the brand new Mila 5 update, guess what? You just got a whole lot of new things for that purchase, and they include, look at all, oh my God, look at all these updates. Look at them all. All those bullet points, they're all updates. Unbelievable. So, yeah, it got a whole lot of new things. Text input, audio to mod module, multiply add module, macro button module, Mila Lab. So introducing Mila Lab. From time to time, new modules are added to the Mila Lab category without any future promises, meaning their future set is subject to change. This freedom allows for experimentation and exploration of new ideas. So how cool is that? So there's this new lab that's been in there that can have things that come and go and mix. It's rad. It sounds good. Jesus, I almost sounded like someone else then. Hey, Brad. So, yeah, once again, Brad and Russ helped me last night rename some of the presets for the new preset pack that I just sent off to NerdSynth. So thank you, guys. Perpetual Pussies here from Australia. What's going on? Did I see Ali here or not? I don't know. If I did, she'll have to type something so I can see it because I'm going blind. I'm sure she'll be here soon. Today's featured artist is, of course, Valerie Butt. It's Valerie Butt week for featured artists. We're just playing her songs. We want to help her get to 1,000 subs. Mila 5 had an update. Let's get back over here. Kong Audio has released mini percussions. Now, I should have this by next week. We should do a show on, we should do a show on this by next week. We will do a show on this next week. So, mini percussions. Looks fun. So, this is by Kong Audio, who did all the Chinese instruments, the flutes and stuff. Nice little percussion thing here. It's pretty cheap. I think it's only like a couple of bucks. $3.99, super cheap. What else? Elastic Melodies on sale. Relic, Waves, and Fractal Bits had an update possibly next week. We'll take a look at that. And yeah. Positive Grid's drummer songwriting tool. Does this thing actually still work? Really? Okay. I thought this thing had been long dead in the water, like a lot of Positive Grid stuff. It had a price drop. Who knows if it still works? I had a lot of trouble with it. I thought it hadn't been. Let's see. When was the last time this app was updated? Let's just have a look. 9 months ago. All right. That's not too bad. Bug fixes, performance improvements. And then before that was 5 years ago before this thing got a update. Ouch. So maybe we'll revisit this. I think I covered it 4 years ago on the channel. Maybe we can go back and have a look. Let's see if there's any other updates while I'm here. I don't really do this very much, but we'll just pull down on my account here. We've got polyrhythmic, brushstroke, KB1 keyboard suite. So Mila 5's had an update. I can hit that update button. Overloud got an update for some IRs. The Tone Boosters apps have all been getting updates as well. We should do an update show soon and just cover a whole bunch of things that have had updates. Maybe I'll start doing those as pre-recorded videos. That's an idea, isn't it? Let's come back here. All right, price drops. Anything change? We got Mila 3's on sale. Drummer X is on sale for $4. Go back, watch my show. If it still works, may be useful to you. Nembrini has apps on sale as well, and a whole bunch more. But today, again, we're looking at Harmony Bloom for $10. We covered this a couple of weeks ago. It has a significant update today. I thought it was noteworthy to show you the update because it now has MIDI routing, and you can assign a whole bunch of different instruments to the one Harmony Bloom. I think it's 8, or you could probably have more, I think. Yeah, you can definitely have more. I think there's more ports to do it with, but we'll cover it. Let's have a look at the project I made, and then we'll show you how to do it. So here is AUM. Boom. You can see I have one Harmony Bloom running here. I've got a couple of nerd synths with using 2 of my sounds from my preset pack. Speldoza, Piano Tech. We've got Phase Monkey, Hilda, Salome, Factory. So we've got all these, and they're all connected to this one little Harmony Bloom. So what I'll do is we'll shrink this over here so we can see it running in the background, and we'll hit play and see what it does. We'll start off with a sound here, and let's go. Wow. So you'll notice then while I was playing that, I saved this preset. Now, why did I save it? Not so much for the settings. I saved it because of this MIDI routing here. And I think it's a really good idea if you're going to do this, create a setup with your MIDI routing and then just save the template so you can open it. We'll show you how to do that as well. Really nice stuff. Let's say hello to anybody else who's joined. Hello, Valerie, today's featured artist again. And Pookie. Mwah! Nice to see you, Pookie. Who else? Did I see Tremor Bear's in the house? Is there anyone else I've missed? I'm scrolling up. Many Vibes. Hello, Vibes. Always good to vibe with the vibes. So what else do I see here? Let me check. Oh, thank you, Perpetual Pussy. Perpetual Pussy. Perpetual Pussy has allowed Ed to be a member. Thank you, Perpetual Pussy. Sorry, Platypussy. All right. So let me explain this. So basically and yes, Leela, I am using 2 of the presets from NerdSynth that I've just released. Happy May Day. Yes, it is May 1st here in Australia. People are probably going to, raid things and destroy stuff. I'm not your dude, man. Anyway, Ali Gratilla. So, hello, welcome to you. Good to see you. All right, let's explain what's going on with this thing. How is it working compared to the other versions I've done here, the other demo that I did? So, as you can see, let's just click on this. This is the major update. So, there's 2 real major updates for this particular app since the last time we took a look at this. And one of them is this MIDI routing. So you can send MIDI out to individual MIDI channels. You can see this. I've got this out to 1, 2, 3, up to 8. So you can go all the way up, if I click on here, all the way up to 16. So you've got 16 MIDI channels you can send this out to. And that's really nice. Plus, it's had a nice update for the color scheme. So now you can go in and change the background color, the main color, the actual dots. So you can have the center dots as yellow, the outer dots as red. So you can go in and really mess around with the colors and make this look like however you want it to look like, which is nice. And a whole lot of bug fixes for other things that were going wrong with it around preset saving. So all that has been fixed. That's great. But let's take a look at, and now when you see here, I have these 8 different plugins and they are all being connected to this and they are all being triggered via these bars here. So if I turn these all off, so if I click on all these dots, okay, just so you know how the MIDI out is actually running, and we just have one of them and hit play. It is only, this one's being triggered. Let's just check. Which else is being triggered here? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So every time, if we now put this dot here, every time one of these dots passes through this line, oh, thank you, Pookie, again. Oh, wow. Too kind, Pookie. That means another 10 people have memberships to the channel. Hello, Mr. Smith. There you go. Tongue action. So now every time, it should be, every time a dot passes through this, I have it soloed, don't I? Our piano is being triggered. I think this one is being triggered because it's a drone. Let's just make sure. Let's change out that sound. So now the piano is being triggered every time it goes through this bar, right? So each of these bars, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm sending a different MIDI output to each of these. So now we've only got 3 running. Let's add another AUv3 in here. Maybe we'll add a trumpet, just for something different. And this will be MIDI 5. So let's remove all these. And now we'll just put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will be our trumpet, maybe. Is it connected? Let's make sure. Oh, I've got to connect the trumpet over here. We'll set this up from scratch so you can see exactly what's happening. So now our trumpet is connected. Every time a dot passes through this line here. Here comes another one. So really cool for not only creating huge, messy stuff, nice spatial stuff in here as well. But let's start again. Let's set this up from scratch so you can understand how this properly works. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm going to save this project right now and we'll start a brand new one from fresh. Now remember, this isn't going to work in something like GarageBand, okay, because it doesn't have MIDI stuff. So it's going to work in most DAWs that allow you to route MIDI. Just be aware of that. If you're going to buy this and try and use it this way in GarageBand on iOS, it's not going to work. You need to be able to route MIDI to do this. And, you know, things like Logic, you can do it. I'm pretty sure you can do this with Cubasis, AUM, of course. So to kick off and start building a project with this, we're going to need to load a MIDI section here where we will put in Harmony Bloom, because this is creating the MIDI notes, which we are sending out to instruments. Now, Harmony Bloom doesn't make any sound. It is just a MIDI note generator. Just so you know, you're clear on that. Don't buy MIDI Harmony Bloom if you think it's going to make sound. You actually need instruments for it to send to. So we're going to make 8 tracks here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we've got all these instruments that we can now send MIDI Harmony Bloom to. So I'm going to start off simply with a piano, because you can always get a nice piano sound, throw in a nice reverb on it so we get some nice spatial stuff. We want just an L tether or something like that, some nice shimmery stuff. It just sends notes. And what you need to do is go in and send output. So we have our output here, and we need to send this to Piano Tech. So now it is sending notes to Piano Tech. And if I hit play and sync this, it's sending every note just to Piano Tech. Now, if you want a full tutorial on Harmony Bloom, 2 weeks ago I did a full tutorial on how to use Harmony Bloom, and create some beautiful sounds. Go back and watch that. This isn't a full tutorial on that. That's already been done. But what we want to do is make these nodes, these little, I forget what they're called, what Mario calls them. We want to send each of these out to a different instrument. And this is where our settings comes in here. So all you need to do is open up the trigger bars. That's what they're called. Trigger bars. Get it right. So here are your MIDI outs. Now you have two options in here. You can send individual trigger bars to individual MIDI notes. So we'll do it. We'll set up. So we've got number 1, we'll go to 1. 2, we'll go to 2. 3, then we've got 3, 4. And you can change this all the way up to 16. It's whatever notes you want to choose. 6, 7, and 8. But you also have the ability, hello Pete Johns, hello Third Person Productions, hello Ed Zielinski, anyone else I may have missed. You can also send out octave changes. So you can go down and do 2 octaves down, 2 octaves up, a semitone. You can decide. Yeah, well, it's actually octaves, no semitones. So you can do that as well. So now the only bar that so we've sent all those out. So this is all set. All your trigger bars are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need to go into each instrument and select the MIDI. So if I scroll down here, you can see that Piano Tech is accepting MIDI notes for all 16 MIDI channels here, right? We need to turn this off and choose number 1. So now everything that is sent to the Piano Tech will only come from this bar here. So if I hit play, and if I add notes, none of the rest of the bars here, the trigger bars, are making any sound. It's only this one here. So hopefully that you'll understand what we're going to do next, because we're going to start adding more instruments and building up our trigger bars. Let's just turn them all off here. And we'll add another instrument. What do we choose? Let's go in and just choose something like Factory to kick off. Of course, we're going to need to connect Harmony Bloom to Factory. And then choose our MIDI 2. So let's solo this, add in our second bar, and choose a sound. This is where it gets fun. This sounds fun. So we'll stick on this sound here, or maybe we'll find something else. There's some really beautiful sounds in Factory. That's nice. So let's add some kind of reverb to it. Stellavox. We'll use a big realm, Boundless Realms. Okay, so now we have 2 of these bars set. And we're starting to build our sound. Hey, Greg. Let's add another instrument. I'm going to choose something at random. In fact, let's just go for Nerd Synth. We'll use one of my new sounds from my preset pack, which will be available very soon. Let's use Brainworms. Yes, I have a preset called Brainworms. So we now want to connect this. We'll pull down the volume just so it's not crazy. We want to connect this to our synth. Go into Nerd Synth and make sure MIDI 3 is selected. And then add our third line. Now it's quite a boring pattern at the moment with just the default tail going around. And I haven't chosen a scale or anything yet. Let's do that. Let's choose an F and we'll do a minor. And up here we'll choose a minor 7. Starting to build. Let's throw in another instrument, another flingo. I'm going to choose Salome. We'll go into Salome, make sure our MIDI, what are we up to? Number 4. Let's add our 4th bar. We'll solo this and choose a sound from Salome. Where are we? Presets. Let's go. Here we go. We've got sound. Maybe. There we go. Let's add something like a cascade reverb. What have we got? 4 more instruments we need to add. I think we're going to add a trumpet. Again, this is going to be MIDI input 5. We'll put a black hole on this. We'll connect Harmony Bloom to the trumpet and add our next bar. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our 6th one is waiting to be added here. Let's add another Nerd Synth. And we'll use another one of my presets for this. Make sure, what are we up to again? It was number 6. So number 6 MIDI input. And we'll choose a sound from my sound pack again. Maybe we'll choose Asylum. Send this out to the second Nerd Synth at it was 7, wasn't it? No, what are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We'll use Escape Room instead. We got 2 more instruments. And while this is doing its thing, let's do our midway point ad, because we got to hear from YouTube. They got to do our thing every day halfway through the show, or at least 37 minutes in. We run an ad. You can skip the ad by becoming a YouTube Premium member, or just skipping the ad when it comes up. If you do get served an ad, the ad has been run. And while we're waiting for those who may have been served an ad, just let me remind you again, 2 days time, Empirism on the show for an interview. Rad stuff. Tomorrow we are, if all goes well, taking a look at Delta. Good stuff. People should be back now. Let's add our next 2 instruments. What do we choose? Should we choose like a... maybe an Animoog? We'll give it some movement. So for this, we're going to choose MIDI 7. Let's solo it. Send data from Harmony Bloom to... This is why I said at the beginning, create a template so you're able to set this up a lot easier. We've got 7 already connected here. Let's find a sound here. All right, we're getting crazy now. So we need our last instrument. Let's choose. What do we choose? It's so good having such choices. What about Dagger Synth? There we go. Haven't used that for a while. Let's send this to MIDI 8. Connect it, and we'll choose a sound for this sucker as well. And then we'll start messing with Harmony Bloom and creating some really beautiful stuff. So that is selected. Let's add our last bar. That's an annoying sound, isn't it? But a Stellar Vox to it. And here are all of our sounds. Everything's connected. Now this is where shit gets fun. Because we can start generating shapes in here and getting this to auto-generate itself and create evolving sounds. And to start off, I'm going to remove some of the notes. Let's bring it down to about 8. Let's bring our Q offset to about 1/4, and you can see the shape's already changed. But we want this to start evolving, and we want these to all play it over different times. So I'm going to start changing the S offset. Just bring this up to about 4. And now you'll start to see this shape evolve and become something else as it slowly moves. So now we are in that world now. You're never going to hear the same thing. It's continually going to keep evolving. Now we can even go in and change the probability, so not every one of these dots will hit each time, to really further change the generations. Let's give it some color. So this is one of the new updates as well. We can fully change the background now. We can change our notes. The inner notes and our outer notes. So cool. And remember, when you're in this mode up here, the pencil mode, we can just totally take control of this. We can remove the bars and really create some variations. Let's change our E offset. This will really mess things up. Geometry, that. Now the other thing is too, we can come into our settings, and where we set up our MIDI routing, we can change the octaves of these things too. We can go down an octave here, up an octave here, down here. So you can get some even more variation. It's just a beautiful thing. Again, when we did the original tutorial for this, it's just, this is something I set up most nights now to go to sleep to and just create. Oh, it's just wonderful. So yes, this is available for PC, Mac, and iOS. I'm just going to add some more arps in here to give it some melody, and then you can start adding some drums in here. So let's add an arp using Synthmaster. Let's just make sure this is all connected to our 8th sound. I don't know if it is or not. Did I connect it right? 8 is going out to Synthmaster. We've got it selected here as an input. Make sure I'm doing all the right things. Selected 8. Hey, Laurie. All right, pretty sick, huh? So yeah, that's the update. $10. This thing is. It's cheap as chips to make some really beautiful sounds. I showed you in the last episode too how to set it up in Logic. So there it is, $10 on iOS. How much is it for the? I can't remember. Let's add to cart for the desktop version. I have to add it to my cart, don't I? €29, so about $30 US for the desktop or the Mac version. Really, really incredible stuff. And if you haven't, make sure you go and sub to Mario's channel. I think it's in the description. I have to check, but he does live streams every day. He's the developer, and he shows you even more how to use it. And yeah, he did a live stream this morning for like 3 hours. And it's just beautiful. You get to see the early development stuff that's coming for it and all that. So go and sub to his channel and he's a really beautiful human being as well. So yeah, that's Harmony Bloom. It's just beautiful. And I reckon it's just going to get better and better and better. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the jam, enjoyed knowing how to set it up and all that stuff. We're going to go out today with our featured artist. Remember, we've got Empirism coming on the show in a couple of days' time. Tomorrow, we're going to look at this Nintendo thing and have a bit of fun. So come and join us tomorrow if you want to see some video game fun tomorrow. Hello, Bloody Ritual. Didn't see you there. And Howard, good to see you as always. And yeah, thanks, Thomas. You rock. There's Mario's channel. Go and sub him up. He's a really great developer. And he's really hands-on. You get to see him experimenting with his own app, and you really get a lot of good ideas for how he's using it, because he's the dev. So let's go out with our featured artist today. It is Valerie Bart week today, to this week. And we're going to play another one of her tracks. This is called Goodbye. The links are pinned up the top in the chat if you want to go check her out. Remember, we're trying to get her to 1,000 subs. So do that for us. Do me a solid. And guess what? Also, if you're not subbed up to me, please sub up. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by June 3rd, my 4-year anniversary of doing this show. So please do so. There's been a lot of people subscribing, so thank you. It really does help. Let's get to 4K by June 3rd. Rock and roll. Let's play this song. This is called Goodbye. Another one of Valerie Bart's wonderful songs. Let's Oj. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together, and for God's sake, whatever you do, stay awake. All right. Let's Oj.
File it under, over and done. Baby, I thought that you were the one. Skies full of thunder, no sign of the sun. I'll always wonder what we could have become. Farewell, goodbye. It's done. Now I'm over here just wondering why. File it under, over and through. I'm out with the old, now you got someone new. But a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Now I got no home to go home to. Farewell, goodbye. It's done. Now I'm over here just wondering why. File it under, over and out. I didn't understand what we were fighting about, but you told me goodbye, and there ain't no doubt you're someone I'll have to learn to live without. Farewell, goodbye. It's done. I'm over here just wondering why. You say there's no need to explain why you took my heart and flushed it down the drain. You ain't got time to clarify. You said life's a bitch and then you die. Farewell, goodbye. It's done. Now I'm over here just wondering why. Farewell, goodbye. it's done.